Hello. So let's talk about New Year resolutions. Every year, millions of people around the world in the United States make a New Year resolution. It can vary from person to person. Let me tell you about a patient I saw recently. So this patient saw me right after New Year, and she mentioned to me her New Year resolution. As you can imagine, as a weight loss physician, the topic was that she wanted to lose weight. So here's the question. We know how to make the New Year resolutions, but how do we keep them? How do we go about making it happen? So in this episode, let's talk about New Year resolutions and how we can make them stick. So I had a chance to take a look at some of the statistics, and it's very interesting. A polling company named Statista took a look at what percentage of New Year resolution are people interested in doing. And here's what they found. Approximately 21% of people are interested in saving more money. 19% would like to eat healthier. About 17% of the people wanted to start exercising. When it comes to weight loss, 15% of the people were interested in weight loss. And lastly, people wanted to spend more time with their family. And that came in at about 14%. For starters, I think we need to recognize the concept of starting a resolution on a particular day implies that at a certain point, you're finished with this journey and you can just stop. And I think we all know this is not going to work simply because eventually, when you think you can stop, you really have to maintain that new perspective and also that new lifestyle. The moment you stop your previously learned better behavior, the moment you stop the issue, the underlying issue, and in our case, the weight loss, or for that matter, weight gain, that's going to get worse. So let's look at it slightly differently. I agree. The first thing is think about what it is you're trying to accomplish. What is your goal? Number two, do not wait for a specific date. Too many people say, okay, I'm starting my diet when I come back from vacation a month from now. And this type of putting off taking action until a particular day, that just doesn't work well. So first identify what it is you'd like to do, then start thinking about what is the process with which you'll be able to start the journey. Too many people go all in, especially after New Year, when they think that, okay, I'm ready, I'm going to exercise. The problem is they try to go to the gym, they set their expectation they're going to go to the gym 5 days a week, they're going to spend 1.5 hours a day, and maybe they can do that for about 1 week, maybe 2 weeks, but it becomes overwhelming. They get bored. It's just a pain. And so that will not work long term. It's much wiser. Take baby steps. Nothing wrong with that. If you want to exercise, start going to the gym. 20 minutes. Perfectly fine. After about a month, you raise that to 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Give yourself about 2, 3 months to make that happen. Also consider that even walking is a great form of exercise. So why don't you start walking 10, 15 minutes a day and slowly, progressively build that up. When it comes to doing resistance exercise, same concept. If you've never exercised before, consider working with an exercise specialist so that they can give you some valuable tips and tricks so that you don't hurt yourself. And then you can start off with light weights and over time build up. The goal is over the next 6 months to a year for you to have a routine that you're able to keep up, that you actually look forward to, and that you can slowly start seeing legitimate benefits. Most people start their exercise routine and hope that within 1 month they'll be chiseled. It simply doesn't work that way. One of the ways to increase the chance that you're going to exercise, do some little tricks and tips. You can put your clothing out the night before, put it right next to your bed. And in fact, have your gym sneakers available as well. If you have to start looking and searching for the gym outfit and do that right before going to work or when you first start your day, chances are it's not going to happen. That's one option. Now, if early morning doesn't work for you, the other option, put the clothing right next to you in your car on the passenger side. So that after work, when you get in the car, you're going to see that the gym outfit is ready and waiting for you. So there's a greater chance that you'll go to the gym. And so that's hopefully good advice for how to maintain the exercise routine. Next, eating. So you've made a decision. You're going to eat much healthier. Wonderful. But number one, how are you going to do it? What are the steps you're going to take? So here's some tips. Number one, remember, it's going to be nearly impossible to switch your eating habits literally in one day. As of December 31st, you ate unhealthy food, but as of January 1st, you're going to start eating healthy food. It simply will not last long term. Don't put pressure on yourself. Give yourself time. You'll be able to switch your eating habits soon enough, but give it time. Otherwise, once again, just like with exercise, if you try to do this too fast, too much, it's not going to work. Now, when it comes to food, you have to also be flexible. The old-fashioned rules that salads are great for you and anything that has carbs is really bad for you, that's actually outdated. Think about it. You can make a salad, which is fantastic, but once you start putting on the olive oil or some of the fatty dressings, you're kind of defeating the point. You may think you're eating healthy, but you're not. Now, on the other hand, there are some healthier foods that you may not immediately think are healthy. Olive oil, lean meats, Greek yogurt. So there are foods out there that at first thought may not seem like they're very healthy or they may have high fat content, but in moderation, that can actually be a big difference. One of the things I tell people is just remember the magic word is moderation. It's not necessarily what you eat, although I think we'll agree ultra processed food, that's no go. But if you can eat normal, smaller portions instead of the current large portion, I think that will help. The next thing, consider if you just use a small plate, literally a plate, but smaller size, when you take that plate, you put your normal amount of food there. Psychologically, you're looking at a plate that's full. You start eating, and chances are you're going to be have the sensation of being fuller when you're finished eating compared to taking a regular sized plate and putting on the same amount of food. The problem is the plate looks like it's half empty, and so naturally, once you finish eating, you're more likely to think to yourself, I didn't get enough food here. I'm hungry. I want to eat more. Another tip, you can just go ahead, make sure that if you have a dish from which you're taking the food to eat your meal, keep that dish as far away from you as possible. Keep it in the kitchen. Do not bring it into the main room so that you're a little bit less tempted to go for the seconds. So these are the little tricks that can help you eat smaller amount of food. And like I said before, don't be so harsh on yourself. If you find that one day was a bad day, you ate food that you know you probably shouldn't have, don't beat up on yourself. Tomorrow or the next meal is an opportunity to do a little bit better. It doesn't mean that if you ate something really horrible one meal, the next meal should be perfect and low calorie. No, just make sure that the next meal is slightly healthier and better than the first meal. So remember, weight loss is a journey. It's not any one thing. It's not simply changing the way you eat. It's not simply the exercise. And for some people that need extra help, it's clearly not as simple as taking the weight loss medication. You really need to combine all of these things together. This is a journey. Take your time, prepare for the journey, Get an idea of what steps you're going to have to take during your journey and the result, the goal, that will happen with time. It may take a little longer, it may happen quicker. It depends on the person. It also depends on how much weight you're trying to lose. But remember, New Year's resolutions aren't necessarily the best way to do it. Just make a resolution for yourself. You know you're worth it. You know that there are major benefits. Make that resolution for yourself because you're making too many resolutions and you're helping too many people around you. It's time to take care of yourself.